Hello, guys. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update. I know it's been a long time since I posted a video. So, my son is now 13 months corrected, 16 months actual. We celebrated his first birthday and then his first corrected birthday. So I just wanted to let you know that he's doing really well. So again, a PPROM, 17 weeks, delivered 28 weeks and 2 days. So we've gotten off oxygen in October. So it was actually we got off on Halloween, October 31st. So really happy about that. And slowly weaned off his diuretic medication. So with breathing, everything's been going well. We actually got through winter somehow without getting sick at all. We had, I think, maybe two small colds, no hospital admissions, but I really kept him, in isolation mode for the whole winter. It was really hard. And thankfully, we live in Canada, where we have a 1 year of maternity leave. And so yeah, I basically just stayed home all the time. I know that there are some preemie parents who go out and about as if their preemies are full-term babies. I was just told by the respirologist that the chance of rehospitalization for a child with bronchopulmonary dysplasia, BPD, is 50% until they're 2 years old. So I just stayed on the side of caution. I also had a really big debate with everybody about vaccinations. So the flu vaccine, are we going to use the actual age or are we going to use the corrected age? So after speaking to many doctors, his pediatrician, his neonatologist, the respirologist, I spoke to my friend who is an emergency doctor, and she wouldn't lie to me because she actually had her children all vaccinated and everything. And I went also with my gut feeling and I gave him the flu vaccine. I'm very happy with my decision, and he didn't get sick at all. So some people are against vaccines, but I'm just telling you my opinion. He also had his 1 year vaccines, which I decided to separate. He did his MMR in May. I actually did it on his corrected birthday. They normally do actual, but I waited until the corrected because I'm not taking him out anyway. So I did on his corrected birthday. And it went really well. He didn't have a fever, no reaction, nothing. Tomorrow we're doing the second, because I separated them, so I'm doing the other two that we're supposed to do tomorrow. And what else? So right now I just wanted to kind of go through all the worries that I've been having. So we were having so many appointments because we're part of the bronchopulmonary dysplasia clinic, which actually we were discharged from a few months back since he was off oxygen. And he was really delayed developmentally. So he had a referral to see a neurologist. So I actually had his, delayed. I mean, nobody was really that worried except for the occupational therapist. And she, for some reason, thought that there was something really wrong with him, while nobody else really did. I mean, he was a preemie, like you can't expect him to do everything on time, like same as a full-term baby. Like he was hospitalized for a long time. He was on oxygen. But this lady was just like convinced that, he had something is neurologically wrong with him. So she made a neurology referral. So you could imagine how stressed I was about that. So I had to wait about a month to get to see a neurologist. So the whole time, I was freaking out. Like I used to go to all the occupational therapy, physical therapy appointments. I used to cry, and they used to examine every little thing he did. And since there was a referral, they also referred him to the rehab center putting him on a waiting list there. Anyway, so the neurologist came, he evaluated him, he said the exam was normal. The reason that they were so worried too, because he was like crawling, he wasn't crawling, but he was like army crawling and dragging one leg, so he was using only one leg to push, and just so you know, like, he stopped doing that. So just because your child starts doing something asymmetrically doesn't mean he's gonna always be doing it that way. And once he started crawling on 4 points, he started crawling normally, and he's on his hands and knees, and he's good. He doesn't, there's no asymmetry anymore. So started army crawling around 9 months, corrected. So no, pretty late, but he did it. And then at 11 months corrected, he started crawling on all fours and also putting himself in sitting. He's been pulling up to standing also since about 9 months, and walking along furniture from 11 months. So now he's 13 months. He's not walking yet. He cannot stand unassisted, but he's really fast. He crawls everywhere really quickly, and he pulls to standing everywhere. He's walking along all the furniture. Had a physiotherapy appointment just last week, and actually occupational therapy doesn't want to see him anymore, just because she doesn't think he's delayed in anything. He's he's able to press different buttons. He's able to pick up small objects, and like feed himself when he wants to. He's able to take things out of a bucket and put objects back in the bucket. He repeats like small little like Baba and Gaga and Mama. He repeats that, and he does little gestures like when he wants me to pick him up, and he does bye bye. So he does those things. Physiotherapy still wants to see him until he's actually walking. In terms of feeding, so feeding is still a big struggle. We are on appetite stimulants and cyproheptadine, and still on Prevacid for reflux, which I'm trying to wean off, but for some reason, because he's on the cyproheptadine, he's like 3 weeks on, 1 week off, because otherwise it stops working. So on the week off, his reflux acts up like crazy, like he starts throwing up again, even though he hasn't thrown up in like weeks. So when he's off Cepro, I don't know what is going on with him. So this week is his week off. He sleeps through the night, but a lot of the time he wakes up at 5 and he wants to go into bed with us, so that's when I stop sleeping. You just watch him sleep, I guess. But he does sleep through the night, and during the day he sleeps for maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours. He takes one long nap, like he's napping right now. I have him on the monitor here, you can see. Okay, no, he's still sleeping. So with the feeding is difficult. I mean, he's actually slowly started eating small pieces of food. Like, we were trying purees for months and months and months since he was 6 months corrected. We were trying purees, hates purees, wasn't more spitting them out all the time. So now what I'm doing, he likes to have small pieces of food, and he wants me to feed him with a fork. That food, but he eats very small amount. Like, he's gaining very slowly. He's only 19 pounds now at 13 months corrected, so he's like maybe in a 10th percentile, so he's quite small. I mean, he's okay. For height he's okay, just he's kind of skinny, but otherwise doing well. So that's the update. The next time we're going to see his pediatrician is going to be on Thursday, so we're gonna see what she says, and he has a neonatal follow-up at 18 months corrected. So That's the update I have now, and I just wanted to let you know that the first year has been so hard, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like it, I feel like it has been getting easier, even though it feels really like it's so hard when he's throwing up again. But it is getting easier. Like I'm not as worried about him, and I'm not putting him in a bubble like I was before, and like I feel like I'm able to let go a little bit and like let my mom babysit him or leave him with my husband sometimes, and not be afraid that something is gonna happen to him or he's not gonna eat enough and he's gonna be dehydrated or hospitalized because he needs fluid. But so yeah, I mean, I'm hoping he's just gonna get better and better, and he's just gonna reach all his milestones, and